Okay, so today we're going to be talking about collage. So collage is artwork made of gluing together materials on a flat surface. So usually those materials are paper. So here we have our collage rules. So you always need a base to glue the things onto. Then you want to get the colors and the papers that you need, cut, or you can actually tear the shapes, and then arrange them onto your base paper. Rearrange them until you are happy. Then you attach with a glue bottle. Okay, and then from there you can add more details. So you can draw, you can paint, anything like that. So let me show you. Here we have a collage of some dancers. So we've cut out paper onto a base. We actually painted the base first, cut the paper, and then we drew after we glued the paper down to create our three dancers here. Here is another collage piece. This is a mask, and this was all done with paper. So the artist cut the paper, cut the nose, the eyes, the mouth, the stripes, cut all that out, glued it all down onto a base, and then we added beans. Okay, so collage is very fun. There's a lot of different things you can do with collage. Okay, so one of the first things I'm going to show you is how to cut from a corner. I have a green sheet of paper. You have this nice big sheet of paper, and what do we do? What do artists like to do? They like to draw their shape right here in the middle. Like that. That is not good, because then you're going to have to get your scissors in and you're going to have to cut it, and then we leave this hole right in the middle of this paper. And we don't want that. That's actually being wasteful. A better way to think about this is to pick a corner down at the bottom, draw your shape down at the corner, then you only need to cut out a little bit down here. Shape. And now look at all this paper that is still good for somebody else to use, or even for me to use later on. But if I were to cut all the way through this paper to cut out my heart that I drew right in the middle here, oh my goodness, now all this paper is wasted and I'd have to just go and recycle it. So always cut from a corner, don't be wasteful. So that's one of the first things in collage. Another thing in collage is you can get two of the same size paper, layer them on top of each other, and this way you can cut the same shape. Like let's say you wanted to make a pattern, you can just make one cut, and now I have two of the exact same shape. And if you can get 3 pieces or 4 pieces, go ahead. It does get a little harder the more papers you put under there, but see right here, now I can use both of these. This would be good if I'm making like eyes for something and I need them both to be the exact same size. So that's layering paper together to cut. Alright, so here's the next thing, is learning how to cut on a fold. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to fold it like a book. And here's my folded edge. This is my open edge. You always want to cut on the folded edge. Okay? So I'm actually going to flip it over because I'm right-handed. So now here's my folded edge. And here, you can just cut on the folded edge half of your shape, open it, and now I have a full shape. So that's cutting on a fold. And the next thing I'm going to show you is layering. So I'm just going to cut out a triangle here. Keep it really simple. And I'm going to glue my triangle onto a different color piece of paper. Okay, now here, this is the cool thing. I can make a border here. So I'm just going to take my scissors. I'm not going to cut right at the yellow. I'm going to scoosh my scissors out, and I'm going to give my triangle an orange frame to go around it. So I'm cutting around the triangle. Right, so there, now it's a lot more interesting. It's not just a basic shape. And I could even make that go further. I can glue it onto an even bigger sheet of paper and make another layer. So this is called layering your colors. Let's put it over here actually. Alright, so that's a way to make things look a lot more interesting, is layering, layering, layering. A lot of times people forget about that. Okay? So one other thing you can think about when you collage is using painted paper. So not just construction paper. If Miss Sauer lets you, could you paint paper, cut it up, and create images? So here is an image made of all paper that has been painted in different ways. And we just used all that paper to cut up and to create nice pretty image here. Okay? So when you glue, you always want to remember, use a little bit of glue. You can always add more. But these are just some basic techniques for collage.